navigating friendships can be hard. And how do you communicate when you're upset? Do you have trouble communicating? Do you tell your friends when you're upset or disappointed, or do you just go quiet? Now, what's interesting about this is that how we handle this situation with our friends is probably how we're handling things at home with our spouse. So we're going to get right into this, but drop me a comment. Let me know how you handle this situation. Do you tell them, or you just don't say anything and go quiet? Because I'm just wondering how they would ever know that you were upset if you said nothing. And it's going to depend, right, on the situation. Have you said something before? If you did and it didn't get a response, then how bad was it, and what did you then have to do about it? But let's see what our truth teller has to say. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because what are you waiting for? Show me some love by dropping a heart in the comments. And I'm here showing you love, so show me love. So let's go. I usually just go quiet, but I've had 2 separate conversations lately that went 2 totally different ways. Conversation 1. My friend approached me and said, "You've been really quiet lately. Did I do something to upset you the last time we were together?" This opened up a very respectful conversation about how I was feeling, and she did the same. We understood each other a lot better after the convo and have gone on, I think, with a stronger friendship because of it. Kudos for her for broaching the subject with me and for really listening and responding. I would have just stayed quiet, which likely would have damaged or ended our friendship. Communication 2. I opened the door with a friend who had really disappointed me by not showing up during big moments several times for me. When I have shown up for her, my feelings were met with 1,000 excuses and reasons, no acceptance that her actions had hurt me, even after I came right out and said that I was hurt. I have not heard from this friend since, and I think our friendship suffered as a result of the conversation. So how do you handle this situation? I'm curious, and how would you react if your close friend told you that your actions had hurt them? So this is a really interesting conversation, right? Because first of all, with the first friend, we don't know what her friend said, right? So sometimes it's in the approach, right? A lot of times, even in our personal relationships, we approach people and we don't do it intentionally, but we automatically make it their fault. There's something that they did. And in a lot of cases, the person feels attacked and will go on the defense, which is what you saw in the second instance when she said, I went to her and told her I was disappointed. We don't know what the conversation was, exactly word for word what was said, so we can't dissect that. But at the same time, the friend did not take accountability for hurting their feelings. And if you've ever been there and told someone that something happened and they hurt your feelings, and they responded with excuses and not acknowledging that your feelings were hurt, then you know how that feels. And to me, I think that the better question for this is that if you have someone that you can't express yourself to, or that you express yourself to and they are on the defense constantly, do you really have a friendship? Because friendships are made of being able to have a conversation and understanding that it's not personal. It's just sometimes it's about how the person's feeling. Do we understand each other? I have friends that are kind of like me and very blunt, and so I've had to sometimes tame the way that I interact because I'm very straightforward. I have friends that I can say to, hey, I'm a very straightforward person, and they're like, hey, me too. But sometimes saying that I'm straightforward and then having the other person be straightforward with me will make me have to pause in my response, right? Because it's one thing to say I'm straightforward. When you have that same reaction back at you, you might want to go on the defense, but then realize like, hey, this is not solely personal. This is about how they're feeling, and whether or not I agree, that's still how they feel, and that their feelings are valid. And so the idea is to validate their feeling